My name is Sarah, and there are summers that slip into your veins like wine, warm and intoxicating, leaving you forever changed. At 32, I thought I knew the shape of my life, a career that set my heart racing, a husband, Ben, whose love was my shelter, and a future that shimmered with possibility. But that summer in New York, in the glass towers of Manhattan, I met Dylan, and the boundaries I'd so carefully drawn dissolved in a cascade of whispers, touches, and desires I could neither name nor resist. Ben and I had been married for 7 years, our Brooklyn apartment a haven of shared dreams and quiet moments. He was a lawyer, steady as the sunrise, with hazel eyes that crinkled when he laughed and hands that knew how to hold me through the darkest nights. His smile could still make my heart skip, but his firm had claimed him, late nights, weekend calls, a partner track that left little room for us. I loved him fiercely, but there were moments when I felt like a ghost in our own home, my voice echoing in the silence of his absence. My work at Apex Advertising was my refuge, a whirlwind of creativity and ambition. I was a senior account executive, leading campaigns that lit up Times Square, my days fueled by espresso and the thrill of a deadline met. The agency was a sleek machine of glass and steel, its 42nd floor offices overlooking Manhattan's glittering skyline. I thrived there, my ideas bold, my confidence growing with each client won. That's where I met Dylan, the new creative director, whose arrival was like a spark in a dry forest. Dylan was 35, with tousled dark hair, a jawline that could cut glass, and green eyes that held a quiet storm. He wore tailored blazers with an effortless grace, his voice low and rich, his laughter a melody that made the office feel alive. From the moment we shook hands, his fingers lingering a beat too long, I felt a jolt, a warmth I tried to dismiss as professional admiration. "Sarah," he said, his smile slow and deliberate, "I think we're going to make magic together." My cheeks flushed, and I told myself it was nothing, just the excitement of a new colleague. Our first project was a high-stakes pitch for a luxury perfume brand, a campaign that demanded late nights and endless revisions. Dylan and I became a team, our desks cluttered with sketches, coffee cups, and half-eaten takeout. He had a way of leaning close, his breath warm against my ear as he critiqued my slides, his fingers brushing mine as we passed papers. "You're brilliant," he'd say, his gaze lingering, and I'd feel my heart race, my silk blouse suddenly too thin against the air-conditioned chill. Ben was proud of my success, his texts a lifeline in the chaos, *, "Kill it, babe. Love you, *, but he was a shadow, his evenings consumed by depositions, his mornings rushed. I threw myself into work, into Dylan's orbit, and the late nights became our ritual. We'd work in the conference room, the city a constellation of lights beyond the windows, our laughter echoing in the empty office. One night, as rain streaked the glass, Dylan reached for my hand, his fingers warm and steady. "You deserve to be seen, Sarah," he whispered, his eyes searching mine, and I felt a spark ignite, a longing I couldn't name. I pulled away, my breath uneven, and changed the subject, but the moment lingered. At home, Ben was asleep, his arms slung across my pillow, and I lay awake, Dylan's words echoing in my mind. I loved Ben, but Dylan was a flame, and I was drawn to his heat. The first kiss came a week later, after a triumphant pitch that left us giddy. The client had signed, and we celebrated in the office, just the two of us, champagne flutes in hand, the lights dim. Dylan stepped close, his cologne a mix of cedar and spice, and when his lips found mine, it was like falling. The kiss was slow, hungry, his hands framing my face, and I melted into him, my pencil skirt riding up as I parted my thighs, inviting his touch. His fingers traced a burning path up my leg, slipping beneath the silk, higher and higher, until I gasped, lost in the heat of his embrace. "Sarah," he murmured against my lips, "I've wanted this since the moment I saw you." Guilt crashed over me the next morning, a tidal wave that left me breathless. Ben was in the kitchen, flipping pancakes, his smile warm, and I felt like a traitor. "You okay, babe?" he asked, his hand brushing mine, and I nodded, my throat tight. But at work, Dylan's gaze was a magnet, pulling me back. He caught me in the copy room, his lips brushing my ear, his hand on my waist. "Last night wasn't a mistake," he whispered, and when he kissed me again, I surrendered, my body yielding to the fire. Our affair became a secret rhythm, a dance of stolen moments. We'd work late, the office empty, and his hands would find me, his lips claiming mine in the glow of a laptop screen. One evening, he invited me to his loft in Soho, a sleek space of exposed brick and jazz records. I went, my heart pounding, my summer dress fluttering in the warm night air. The room was dim, candles flickering, and when he kissed me, I arched into him, the last of my dress falling away. His hands roamed, igniting every inch of my skin, and I guided his warmth to my core, trembling as waves of sweet fire consumed me. "You're everything," he whispered, his lips tracing the curve of my neck, and I felt alive, desired, whole. Ben sensed a change, his touch more urgent, his questions sharper. "You're working a lot," he said one night, his eyes searching mine, and I lied, my heart twisting. At work, Rachel, a colleague, watched me with narrowed eyes, her comments pointed. "You and Dylan seem close," she said, and I laughed it off, but fear not at me. Yet I couldn't stop. Dylan was a drug, his kisses a high I chased, on the office rooftop, in a cab after a client dinner, in a hotel suite during a campaign launch. The hotel night was a turning point. We'd booked a suite to finalize a presentation, but work was a pretense. The room was lavish, with a view of Central Park, and when Dylan pulled me close, his lips were a promise. His hand slid up my thigh, beneath my skirt, kindling a blaze that left me breathless. I parted my legs, yielding to his touch, and when he lifted me onto the bed, the last of my blouse slipped away. His kisses trailed lower, worshipping every curve, and I felt a flood of warmth, my body singing with his fire. "Stay with me," he whispered, and for a moment, I wanted to. The company gala was the climax, a glittering event in a midtown ballroom. Ben was there, his arm around me, his pride evident. But Dylan's eyes followed me, a silent plea across the crowd. In a quiet alcove, he pulled me close, his lips brushing my ear. "I need you, Sarah," he whispered, his hand slipping under my gown, tracing fire along my thigh. I surrendered, my body arching into his, until Ben's voice called my name, sharp and close. I pulled away, my heart pounding, and saw the question in Ben's eyes. The summer ended, and I stood at a crossroads. Ben's love was a home, steady and true, but Dylan's passion was a storm, reshaping me. I chose Ben, confessing enough to heal but not destroy. Dylan left Apex, his final gaze a goodbye that lingered. Years later, I'm still with Ben, our love stronger for the scars. Dylan is a memory, a spark that taught me about desire, about the woman I could be. That summer was my rebellion, my awakening, a secret I carry like a hidden star, burning softly in the night.